What's up, my dude? Supercross 7 confirmed. So, I don't even know if y'all boys even give a hoot about these Supercross games anymore, but I know it's been kind of up in the air since they didn't really make one for a year. You know, people's been kind of wondering. We obviously got the information that the MXGP games will be made by that different company, you know, for the next like 4 or 5 years or whatever. But the Supercross games, we really didn't know, right? So, supposedly, apparently, basically, Christian Craig kind of exposed it on some social media that they were trying to get, Milestone was trying to get some pictures and stuff like that, making the new game, but it may not even come out in 2024. That's kind of the talk on the town. That's kind of the information there. Yeah, so honestly, I know that, like, some dudes out there like Wyndham made videos talking about, like, there's going to be a 99% chance that we won't see another Supercross game, like, they won't make another Supercross game. I'm not really sure where those Jet Lawrence odds came from, but personally, the whole time I was kind of thinking, like, once I got that information that that different company was going to be making those MXGP games, I just thought in the back of my head, like, well, they have to still be making the Supercross games if somebody's going to still be making the MXGP games. Just simply because of the fact of the Supercross games have to be making 3 times or more the amount of money than the MXGP games have been making. And you know, money's everything, dog. I mean, it is what it is. So I just couldn't see a day and age or a world where, you know, they were making the MXGP games, but then they just totally quit making the Supercross games. That wouldn't make any sense to me, really. So it does seem as if Milestone is still going to be the ones making the Supercross games, but that other company is going to be the ones making the MXGP games. Now, you know, this is kind of making it go all over the place in a sense, because I know, you know, people are kind of optimistic about those MXGP games because they think, oh, well, it's not Milestone, so, like, maybe it'll be something different. Maybe it'll be something actually good, you know, but then, you know, the Supercross games supposedly are still going to be made by Milestone, so it's like, I don't even know, dog. All I can say is, like, I still stand on 100% that Supercross 666 is the worst dirt bike game in the history of mankind for its time. It is so bad. Oh my God, I cannot believe some of these YouTubers actually defended that game. Oh my God. Like, if you didn't come out being negative about Supercross 6, you were being false in your own head, dude. You were, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain it. Those individuals that just, like, wanted to act like Supercross 6 just like a, you know, it's just another good dirt bike game. No. It is the definition of bottom of the barrel when it comes to AAA new age dirt bike games. Absolute bottom of the barrel. So, you know, people, it's like, some people are going to get optimistic about this because they're going to think of it in a way of like, well, this gave Milestone a couple years to work on this new Supercross 7 or whatever. I mean, anything's got to be better than Supercross 6. So, you know, it's kind of funny when these certain, whether it's like RF making tracks on MXM or it's like Milestone making these dirt bike games, it don't really matter what it is. When you lower the bar so low to the point where it's like, that is the worst shit I have ever seen for what it is and the time frame that it came out and all that kind of stuff, then it's not hard to impress after that. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not hard to make something better than that when you set the bar so freaking low. It's I don't know. I guess it's like a smart tactic for these certain like companies and organizations and stuff. I don't really know, but you know, that's the case. It's like you keep lowering that bar lower and lower and lower, and then the only place you can go from there is up. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at Supercross 7. I have no idea when it's going to come out. I have no idea what it's going to be all about. I have no idea about any of that. But this whole entire time, I just had that feeling that they weren't going to completely stop making the Supercross games. They were making too much money. They were still going to be making the MXGP games over here with this different company on the side. I don't know. I had that tea sipper kind of feeling that, you know, they were going to still make the Supercross games. Even if they didn't make them for a couple years, I still had that feeling like they were still going to make some Supercross games. So we're going to see. We going to see. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Definitely let me know down in the comments. But, you know, yeah, it is funny, though. Funny to see some of these boys that just, I don't know. It's just endless, the amount of weird, like, seems like some of these boys were paid off to not be super negative about, like, Supercross 6. I don't know. I don't know what all happened with that, but, you know, the Galaxy boy was as straight shooter as you could possibly be about it. There's so many problems with Supercross 6. It's easier to talk about, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's just like literally every single aspect of the game is like backwards, or it's janky, or it's something that it shouldn't be. That's the only way I know how to explain Supercross 6. That weird steering system, counter steering, weird shit. The jumps are tiny, blah, blah, blah. We know the whole story on that, right? But I truly do think Milestone just buried that Supercross series into the ground. Like, obviously Supercross 3 kind of built up to a certain level, but then I think by the time they got all the way to Supercross 6, you just kind of combined all that together, and you know, you're supposed to have better and better games as they come out. That's the whole point. So, like, yeah, like you can say Supercross 6 is this or that, but when you start talking about for its time, no the hell it's not. No the hell it's not. You should have had something that was, you know, 3 times as good as Supercross 3 by the time you got to Supercross 6. And that is not at all what Supercross 6 was. Not at all. The fact that you can, like, directly compare Supercross 6, like, elements of it being straight up worse than, like, Supercross 3 or, you know, Supercross 2 or something like that, that just lets you know that shit went downhill, bro. And there ain't no other way to say it. It is what it is. I don't know how people continue to, I don't know, some of these goofy neutral boy YouTubers still try to find a way to make it seem like, well, it's just another Milestone game. Well, we gotta support the next, you know, Milestone game, so they keep making dirt bike games, bro. Whoa. You know, some shit like that. I don't really know, but I don't know. I can't understand that side of things because it's fake. It's not real. It's not being real. These boys know Supercross 6 was trash, was ass. They know what it was, and yet they still tried to kind of, you know, walk on those eggshells or whatever you want to call it. So we gonna see with Supercross 7, bro. I don't know. Milestone's got themselves in a weird position. Honestly, like, this is probably the only thing they could have done is not made a Supercross game, or at least not came out with a Supercross game for a year or two to kind of let the sting of Supercross 6 settle a little bit, you know. I truly think this is all they really could have done to, like, sweep back around and try to make a Supercross 7 and make it seem like it's, like, gonna be a whole new thing. We've taken our time with this one, blah, 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 whatever, you know. Maybe that's their big plan. Maybe that's their big tactic, you know. and the fact they're not the ones working on the MXGP games anymore, you know, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to, you know, put more of their eggs in the Supercross basket and put a little bit more time on it. I don't know. We still haven't seen any real stuff on this yet. This is all still super early, but supposedly Supercross 7 confirmed. So, yeah, that's what this video is all about. Just want to get in here and talk about it a little bit. You know, Spency Boy got to keep it real on these Milestone games and stuff. You know, I done kept it real from the jump. Living at my mama's house. We argue every month.